We are here at Universal Studios to show you the secret to doing this park in just one day.
There's a lot to do, so we need to get started.
Yeah, come on. So we are here at Universal Orlando Resort. Now, we thought today we would talk a little bit about how to get in, because odds are, if you're heading on a Disney trip, you did drive or Uber to Universal Orlando Resort. Parking is in parking decks. You do pay to park, but of course if you Uber, you'll just get dropped off and you do not have to pay. And then you have to move from the parking decks through security. We did not film that part because we don't film security, but after that you will walk into Universal City Walk. This is basically Universal's Disney Springs. It is the shopping and dining district just outside of the theme parks. Very fun, especially late night. There's a lot of really cool nightlife and things like that. But you do have to walk through here to get to the theme parks, and that can add a bit of time to your day. I live about 25 to 30 minutes from Universal, and we always leave about an hour before we need to be in the theme park. With traffic, we can even be late doing that. So it takes a while, usually about 30 minutes to get from the parking booths, parked, through security, through City Walk, and to the theme park gate. That said, we are headed to Universal Studios today. This is the original Universal Park here in Orlando, and we've got a bit of a challenge today because Universal Studios has shortened hours due to Halloween Horror Nights. This is something you'll see a lot here at Universal, where the parks close a little earlier, even when there aren't events in the evening, during slower times of the year, even just on random weekdays. You'll see Universal Studios closing at 5 or 6 instead of something like 8 or 9. So it's a lot less time in the day to get through everything that you might want to get through in the theme park. So we're going to show you all of our secrets to making sure you can do everything that you want to. All right, it is just after rope drop here at Universal Studios. As you can see, there are pretty long lines at the ticket stops. So we are waiting right now to enter. A pro tip is to go as far as you can over. They don't have all of these gates open today, but we did go to the furthest one we can. Usually those lines are a little shorter. They might move a little faster. Now the park does open at 8 a.m. today because it does have that early close. There is no early entry for hotel guests or annual pass holders, which means everybody's on an even playing field heading in. So we're gonna see how we can do with our rope drop here. And one thing you'll notice a bit today is that the park does have a lot of stuff set up, and that's because it is Halloween Horror Nights season. Emma and I both went to Halloween Horror Nights.
I was here for it.
And you can watch it on the channel. She did great. She's never going back though, she told me.
Yeah, that's quite true. That was my one and only time. Go check it out, because I won't.
Mardi Gras is definitely one of Emma and I's favorite times of the year.
Christmas is also incredible.
Christmas, the holidays at Universal are so magical. So there's a lot of really fun stuff to see around the year. Just because it's Halloween Horror Nights right now doesn't mean that nothing will be going on if you come outside of the spooky season. We have made our way towards the back of the park. We are here in London, and if you look at our outfits, you might have a guess why. And that is because it is laundry day.
These are our bathrooms.
Yes, as this very nice conductor woman from the King's Cross said, these are our bathrooms because it's laundry day. Muggles, am I right? God, they're so oblivious. As you can see, Diagon Alley is a really great place to be in the morning because it's a lot emptier. We'll probably be around here a little later today, and you'll see how crazy crowded it gets. We are headed to the attraction though, so we might stop and take a pic while it's super empty. And then we're headed to Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. Now, our first really big secret to having your best day ever at Universal is going to be to go on a weekday.
Yes.
So at Disney, the crowds don't really vary that much from weekday to weekends, except maybe in Epcot. At Universal, it is a huge difference. Hour-long waits versus 25-minute waits around the park. So we are here on a Wednesday. And the park closes early for Halloween Horror Nights, so some people here might be here because of Halloween Horror Nights, so it might be a little bit more of a balanced crowd, but hopefully we're going to see some pretty low wait times. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is a really cool story coaster attraction where you are riding on a minecart through Gringotts to check out your vault, but things go a little wonky. Bellatrix and Voldemort are there, and the big three, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, are infiltrating Gringotts. It's not exactly the most accurate to the books or films, but it is a very fun ride and extremely popular. So when we walked over here, it was a posted 15-minute wait, but we did stop to take advantage of empty Diagon Alley, and it's a 45-minute wait now. It's not too shabby. There is a single rider line, so if you are willing to split up your party, that could be a good way to get on this ride quickly. So the attraction has a 45-minute wait time. Now, it's possible We got some really good pictures while Diagon Alley was still empty, and as you can see, it's really filled up. So if that's something you want to do, we're in our wizard robes, which you can find a link for on All Your Style. They are much cheaper than the ones you can buy here. Buy them online. But we wanted some really good pictures, and we got them, but at the expense of the wait time going up. Now, Gringotts is a 45-minute wait right now, but this is the most popular attraction in this park. It might go up. So we're gonna go ahead and hop in that line and see if it's really 45 minutes. One thing to note is if you do not have a bag that can go around your waist, you will need to drop it off in a locker. They are complimentary for the duration of your ride. It's just an extra step. I did bring a bigger bag today just because I had more stuff I wanted to carry, and the lockers don't really bug me too much. All right, we're off Gringotts.
I love this ride. It's kind of like comparable to Guardians, I'd say, in the way that the vehicles move.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah, it's really fun. There's a lot of really cool like sets and combination of sets in 3D, and then also it's a roller coaster, so it's kind of like the best of all worlds. It's thrilling. I love listening to people get really excited on this ride because it's just really cool to see all the characters and then suddenly be on a roller coaster. So definitely a must-do and a great way to start your day. All right, we've gotten our morning trip to Diagon Alley out of the way. Don't worry, we will be back here. You need to stand on the thing. See? It only does that sometimes. You're not a very powerful wizard. There's some new stuff we're gonna check out, which we're very excited for, but rope drop is a very important time, and that means there's more to get done when it comes to rides that might get longer lines later. So we're gonna head out to another part of the park and try to ride some of those rides so we can go ahead and get them out of the way without having to wait too long. All right, we are headed back up to the front of the park. A bit of crisscrossing this morning, but that is how you're gonna maximize those morning hours. We will not be doing that all day. We're gonna do a bit of a mix. We're gonna go hard right at the beginning of the day to get through a lot of that heavy stuff. And then 10 minutes, you want to ride Mummy?
Let's hop in, come on.
Oh, we're being beckoned. About to go to the lockers for this one. I'm sorry, I just wanted to bring stuff. I wanted to bring a lot of stuff. We are at the Mummy lockers. We're just gonna head over, scan a park ticket. Are you pulling yours out?
I'm trying, yeah.
You can add your park ticket to the app. We obviously have our annual passes, but you can add yours right to the app. Makes it a lot easier so that all you have to carry is your phone. Now, for some rides, you will have to carry that physical ticket because your phone won't make it through metal detectors. That is Rip Ride Rocket specifically in this part. POV, you're going in my locker. Mummy is another one that does have a single rider option, but it's only a 10-minute posted wait. Now this line will get much longer in the afternoon. So as you can see, pretty much everybody in the park heads to Gringotts first thing. If you don't make it in that first rope drop rush, you see that line shoot up, go take advantage of some other short lines and then maybe revisit Gringotts. Fun fact, The Mummy is actually one of my top 4 movies of all time. And I stand by that being the right choice. You are supposed to be on the set of the Mummy movies, but it's being filmed in a real tomb in the story. And some things have started happening. There is potentially a curse, and there's this little documentary playing as you go through the queue that talks about how is there or is there not a curse on the Mummy filming. Academy Award-winning actor Brendan Fraser is in this as well.
Also, Candlelight professional narrator.
He will be at Epcot this year, and the first thing Emma and I said was we are buying a dining package and we will be seeing him. But he is in this pre-show for the ride, and he's actually in the ride as well. He gets really mad that he hasn't had his coffee, and I feel that because we haven't had our coffee. Yeah. All right, we're waiting in line. We've been in line for about 10 minutes, and we've got a little bit to go still. You can kind of tell you're close because when you start to see this giant Anubis statue in the ceiling, when you're by his feet, you just have to go up around his head, and then you're pretty close. So it's really not going to be that long of a wait, I think, still, despite the fact that the line was a little longer than expected. The Mummy queue has a couple of really fun effects. I just got blasted with a blast of air, and it shocked me. I can't see you at all.
Well, I'm here.
Wow. Now, you cannot film on Universal attractions, so we're going to put in some Universal footage, and we're going to hop on the ride.
This is Universal's footage of the Mummy, and it's really scary.
All right, we're off the Mummy.
So the curse was real.
Yeah, it turns out really wild that the curse was real the whole time.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I had a good time, but I think that I just would have enjoyed that ride more if I had gotten my cup of coffee. Brendan just made us really want our cup of coffee.
But Starbucks is temporarily
Relocated.
closed. Well, relocated.
So we're gonna adventure over to the temporary Starbucks location. This might be the case when you're here if you're coming sometime soon. There are Starbucks locations in each of the Universal theme parks. There's also one in City Walk. The one in City Walk tends to have shorter lines, but none of them tend to have the wild lines that we see at Magic Kingdom all the time. So we don't usually have a problem waiting for a Starbucks here. We're gonna pop on over, get our cup of coffee so that we can enjoy the other rides a little bit more. All right, so you can find the temporary Starbucks location. There'll be a big sign out front. It is located at Cafe La Bamba. This is just across from the other Starbucks location. You can see Transformers there, the other Starbucks is there. So you just kind of walk around the lake a little bit, past Mel's Drive-In, and you'll find temporary Starbucks. One thing about Rope Drop, if you don't drink a coffee before it gets real draining.
Yeah.
We haven't even done that much and I'm drained. You also might notice our rope drop has been a little less chaotic this morning. And that's because when you are doing one Universal park in a day, you don't really have to be running around like crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool stuff to do, but it's more of a kind of take your time, experience the day. Now there are some things you really want to keep in mind, which is why we're giving you all those secrets today, but you can have a really good day without a ton of stress. We got our coffee, but there are some really insane scenes happening.
Marilyn
here
just got out of the
today.
car. She's about to street fight her.
Betty Boop is here, and we believe that Marilyn is about to street fight her.
Well, she just got out of her car.
Yeah, she parks the car really ominously. It's the only explanation is that she is going to come fist fight Betty Boop.
Well, and then I don't know if you noticed, but the mystery gang is just down the street to investigate what's probably going to be.
Ow.
Yeah,
Who would win in a fight, Marilyn Monroe or Betty Boop?
Marilyn. That woman's a fighter.
Totally she is. It would be Marilyn.
Question me.
Yeah. Who would win in a fight, Shaggy or Velma? Velma. Now, one thing that we absolutely love to do at Universal Studios is start our day with a pastry from Today Cafe.
Bam.
This is a restaurant that is themed to the Today Show.
And we love it so much.
Yeah, it's something that you kind of want to walk by because why would you want to go to a restaurant themed to the Today Show? But this is the Today Cafe. They have sandwiches and like savory tarts and things. They also have a lot of pastries and breakfast items, and there are a ton of options to pick out. So it's a really great place to grab breakfast or lunch because it's got some of the better stuff.
I have not been here since they released the fall tree.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose Emma here today.
They look so good. Okay, so we did choose to eat outside today, and one thing we really like about Today Cafe is you order, they give you your table number, and then you just go sit and relax, and they bring you out your tasty, scrumptious breakfast sandwiches.
And you stare at the wait times board.
Some people do that, not everyone. We received our breakfast. I went with the lox and cream cheese bagel that comes with fruit that I really like. And then Quincy ended up going with the avocado toast and potato salad, which is what a strange choice, potato salad this early in the day. I can forgive a lot, but potato salad.
And it's really scary.
Quincy's eating her potato salad with her hands.
Don't tell them.
And I'm gonna eat my lox. Now I stand by the fact this is not my favorite lox and cream cheese that you're ever gonna get. My actual favorite right now, weirdly, is at the Boardwalk Deli. I love that smoked salmon and the bagel. It's just so good. But this is just good. I always, honestly, almost anytime I can get lox, I will get lox on a bagel. I love it. It's not the best, but I still prefer it over anything else they have here.
I'm trying out my avocado toast. Don't judge me for how I took that bite. I really like this as a theme park breakfast option. It's on the bitter side, and I actually think that this avocado toast really leans lunch, which is weird because it's only served until 11 a.m. But it's like a really huge piece of toast, super crispy. They clearly buttered it. I wish there was a little more avocado. The avocado spread is very thin, so I wish it was chunkier pieces of avocado, just more of it. But I love that it's piled high with arugula. I love the cashews on it. And I love the onions too, which add a nice tang and crunch. I have eaten the potato salad with my hands already, but this is my first bite with a fork. It's a fine potato salad. It's hard to go wrong with potato salad. Now it's not stellar, it's not blowing me away, but the potatoes are really big, perfectly cooked pieces that do have the skins on them for a little bit of textural interest. And then there's scallions cut on top. The mayo isn't too heavy, so a solid potato salad, and if it's weird for breakfast, I don't care.
Scary.
Okay, we finished up at breakfast, and I think it's time for our next few rides of the day.
Woo.
And I think it's interesting that we ate and then we're gonna go this direction.
Yeah, actually that was maybe a choice that we made.
Well, we'll have a place to rest in a little while, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm very
know.
excited as well. That's a surprise.
It is. All right, we are here at our main questionable decision for the day. This is Rip Ride Rocket, which has actually been updated a little bit recently, and it is a huge roller coaster. It's easily the biggest roller coaster here in Universal Studios. You go upside down, you lay on your back, 90-degree angle, and you get to choose your favorite songs, some of. They replaced the entire list, so ready to rip, ride, and rocket?
I'm ready to rip, ride, and rocket.
I don't know if you are ready.
There's a bit of a long line for this one, but we did that intentionally so that we have a little time to digest, so that we don't...
I can't do this immediately.
No.
I need to get in line.
There is a single rider line, but that tends to move pretty quickly. If you are able and willing to break up your party, that can be a great way to get on the ride a lot faster. We are gonna do that wait. Hopefully it won't be quite 50 minutes, and that way Emma doesn't have to ride alone when she's scared of heights.
I don't love riding this one alone, and I've done it a lot.
But we do have to drop our stuff off in lockers here, and this is one of the attractions here at Universal where you do actually have to go through metal detectors. There are no loose articles allowed on the ride, including your cell phone.
Okay.
We ripped.
We rode.
We rocketed.
And I don't know if 50 minutes was enough to keep breakfast down.
No. The good news is they still have the secret song list. So you can still access a full list of secret songs. If you want to use a secret song, you can always ask a team member what a good code is. My favorite one to do is Rainbow Connection.
Yeah.
And you just press and hold the logo on the booth, and then you key in a code when the little keypad comes up. There's tons of different songs. This time I actually went with Night on Bald Mountain because I've really been wanting to try that one, and it was spooky.
Now that ABBA's on here, that's pretty much going to be my pick always. So.
They do have Rainbow Connection sung by Kermit the Frog.
But then I get nervous because I don't go fast enough to type the code in. It's just true.
That's fair.
So, on to the next, hopefully not as intense.
We are looking at wait times. You can see wait times in the Universal app. If you are coming here even just for a day, I recommend downloading the app. You can always delete it at the end of the day. It's a little clunky, the Universal app. It's kind of hard to see wait times. It's like, because they kind of...
It's not my favorite.
It's not my favorite, but there's one thing it has that I think is absolutely amazing that the Disney app does not have, and that is you can set wait time alerts. So if you have a ride you really want to ride, and it's 45 minutes and you don't want to wait that, you can set an alert, and you'll get a notification when it drops to the time you set. So I'm going to set an alert for Gringotts, and when it drops to 30 minutes, we'll go over there and ride it, and we'll know because we'll get a notification. Right now, Illumination's VillainCon Minion Blast, which is the newest ride at Universal Orlando, is delayed. That means the ride is closed right now. So I am just going to scroll down and set an opening alert, and when the ride opens, notify me, set alert, and now as long as we're nearby and we get that push notification, we could be some of the first ones over here, and I don't even have to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You nailed that.
We are heading to our next ride, but we're going to stop at the Christmas store.
So excited for Christmas.
This is the Park Plaza Holiday Shop. It is open year-round, and as you can see, fully themed Christmas store. Has Christmas vibes no matter the time of year. Also, weirdly smells like a grill. It smells like grilled burgers. But you can buy Christmas stuff year-round. This is kind of a mainstay in theme parks because a lot of people will get ornaments at theme parks for their like tradition, no matter what time of year they go, so they can remember their trips. You also can get personalized ornaments here, which are very, very cute. You could get a snow globe. You can find Emma in here. She'll be really excited. Secret to a perfect day is to put on earmuffs.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No, yeah, it's good. We are here at Transformers The Ride 3D, which has a pretty long wait, but it is one of the more popular rides in the park. It's at a 90-minute wait right now. We're going to hop into this single rider line though.
Not just 90 minutes.
Yep, and that's another secret is that if you are willing and able to split up, a lot of attractions at Universal have single rider lines, and they typically move a whole lot faster than the regular line, even with a 90-minute wait. This is one of the highest waits I've seen for this ride in a long time, so we're gonna time just how long the single rider line takes us. We will be split up at the end of it. Very sad, but we hopefully will get on with a lot shorter of a wait.
This ride is a pretty neat 3D experience where you actually get into a vehicle and you kind of go through and save the world with the Transformers. You see Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and lots of those fun characters, and we are single riding. Okay, Quincy, Right there she is. Just got on her Wasp, her ride vehicle, and it took her 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So I think definitely better than a 90-minute wait.
I cannot believe you did not wait on me in the child swap area.
You know, I thought about it, and I was like, the parents are gonna look at me funny.
I literally was like, I hope she's in child
I
swap.
literally looked at child swap, and I was like, I could be in there for Emma.
That's so weird and very funny because we've never discussed child swap ever in our lives,
No.
like in this manner.
Pro secret to your best day ever, though, is child swap.
Hang out in child swap. Honestly, if you're a family,
If you've got a kiddo who's not tall enough or is too scared or doesn't want to ride a ride, or not a kiddo, if it's an adult who doesn't want to ride a ride, then the way that child swap works, you talk to a team member and one member of your family waits with the kid or the non-rider, and then the other person can go and ride even with someone if you have more than just 3 people. And then you swap roles and somebody else waits with the non-rider and the other people can go, which means like maybe your older kid can go a couple of times. I've been to Universal with a baby and other people.
just you and the
It was
baby.
just me and the baby.
She hung out in
the
child
baby
swap.
and the baby's parents. And we used child swap all day and it was a breeze. Everybody got to ride everything they wanted to. The only challenge was that the baby kept falling asleep on one of them.
So do you, when you're using child, I've never personally used it here. Do you wait, so this was a 90-minute wait. You wait the 90 minutes in child swap as your party goes through. Is the person who swaps, do they have to wait the 90 minutes or they get to get right on?
Go right on. So you wait all together as a family, and then you split up during the ride. One person waits in the child swap room with the baby, other person rides. And I got to ride with both parents every time.
Ooh.
Because they didn't want to ride alone, and one of them had to be with the baby. So every time when you swap in, I got to ride twice, only waiting the 90 minutes one time.
Nice.
That ride is super fun and it makes me want to watch Transformers.
I've never seen it, but honestly, I kind of agree. For the first time, I've ridden that ride a lot. We know what it is, even without seeing the movies. Like, we know
There's
the ride
good guy
really
robots,
well.
there's evil robots.
Yeah.
They both want a glowing blue thing called the Allspark.
Yeah, and you're on the good guy side. Thank goodness.
Yeah, because
But
the bad guys, they lose.
They lose.
Spoiler
well,
alert.
it makes sense. You know.
Yeah.
But we fully understand the ride. It's a lot of fun. But for the first time ever today, I had a moment where I was like, I feel like I'm in the movie.
Oh, the movements are very realistic. This is newer, so it's newer 3D, newer sets. It's a little smoother than the Spider-Man ride, and it's a little more realistic. I also just think there's what's not to like about cars turning into big robots.
So true.
And Universal does have character meet and greets. Now this is something that I think a lot of people maybe overlook here because characters aren't quite as big a deal for Universal properties as they are for like Disney properties, but the character meet and greets at Universal are so amazing. We love doing meet and greets here. They do an amazing job. The characters spend a ton of time with you. You can meet Optimus Prime. Look at him. That's crazy. He's huge. You can just go up and meet him. He like talks to you. It's so cool. And there's actually a new meet and greet location here as well, just down the way. The new location is called Illumination Theater, and it is part of the brand new Minion Land. You can see a full tour of Minion Land from me on the channel, a full overview of the new ride from Emma on the channel. But I have never seen Vector meeting here from the Despicable Me franchise. So we're meeting Vector. Vector! Yeah! Woo! Vector! Yes. Look, we saw you dancing. You look very cool. You do. You do. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
We look cool too.
Yeah. We probably need to work on our supervillain vibes. We need a better collar.
Yeah.
You got the good collar. Exactly.
Oh yeah!
Vector. We met Vector.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I like think I've seen the movie with Vector in it one time.
I've seen him a lot actually.
Okay.
He's so funny, and this was the best thing that could have happened
The
to
meet
us.
and greet was so hysterical.
Yeah.
Like just like the movements he's doing are just so funny. And I don't know, that was awesome. Universal meet and greets rock.
Yeah.
Even if you think like, oh, I don't know if I care about the Despicable Me characters that much, swing by them. They typically have very short waits. We just waited no time. To
We
meet
walked
Vector.
pretty much straight up.
Right in to meet Vector. All right, I haven't gotten the push notification yet, but we just walked by the queue for Villain Con Minion Blast, and it's got a posted 25-minute wait, and they are just now filling in the line. So hopefully it'll be a little less than 25 minutes. This is the newest attraction in this park. It is a really interesting ride. I've never ridden anything like it. We both really like it. Basically on the ride, you step onto a moving walkway, just like you would at the airport, and you're given a blaster, and then you move through different rooms on this walkway. You don't walk, you just stand in one spot as the walkway moves you, and you play a game where you shoot at different villains games as you're moving through the villain convention. It is very cool, and the best part about it is something that if you are able to ride multiple times will probably really appeal to you. The more you ride and the more points you rack up, the more abilities you can unlock for your blaster. You sync your blaster to your Universal account using the Universal app, and you can unlock new abilities that the blaster can shoot with. You can play special games, you can land on the leaderboard, find hidden Easter eggs. It is so much fun.
This is my favorite ride because of the app alone.
The app on this really pluses this ride up in a way that I've never experienced with an app in an attraction. It feels like a living game that you get to go in. And it's super, super fun. It's a very unique experience. It's not the best ride in this park by any means, but 100% a must-do. And the secret to having the best time on this ride is to make sure to link your Universal app to your blaster. There's plenty of instructions on how to do it while you're moving through the line. And if you only have one person with the Universal app, you can set up different accounts to link different profiles to the blaster, all on the same Universal app. So you don't have to have a bunch of different people logged into different apps. We got our blasters. They're pretty sizable, but look, we got them linked to our apps, and
I'm pretty excited.
Emma loves this ride.
Just an update. The ride is delayed, so we're just hanging out in line customizing our blasters.
I just activated Force Multiverse and Force Supercharge because I'm using my Force Elemental blaster.
She even lost me on that one, friends. Don't feel upset if you didn't understand a word out of her mouth.
We just got off of Mint, well, and by just I mean about a minute still, but we were looking through our achievements. We got our stats. Yeah, so, and there's one in here. Yeah, Luke. Emma was like, we have to walk in. So the app is really cool. You can learn all about it in Emma's video, but it's a lot of really cool stuff where you can sync your blaster, but also you can collect things around the land and like have that as loot for your minion account, minion villain account. And then you can also have like you get upgraded things for your blasters, and you can change the skin. So like I have a fart bomb, obviously, and I just changed it to be a jack-o'-lantern because it's Halloween. And so we were just looking through our new achievements and our scores and our ranks. So much fun. My favorite thing about it is that you can have friends. So even though Emma and I are on the same Universal account, Emma and I are friends in here, so I can open the ranks and see how Emma did and how Emma's all-time score is and everything. It's just great. It's so much fun. I mean, it's especially fun because we get to come back a lot. Yeah. But even if you're just gonna ride it twice, it's really, really fun. I also think if you're really competitive but you're not winning in points, you might have gotten more like special things. Like I think there's a little aspect for everybody. Yeah, that's actually true because like Emma always beats me on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. There's no world where I'm gonna win the shooter game. Except unless it's Men in Black. It's always win that. She does always win. But in this, like Emma just destroys me on points. But I shot down Vector today. Like fully one of the bosses of the game. I was the one in our room that shot it down, and that felt really good. Really neat. And it's all logged in my app. It's just a really, really fun thing. And it saves forever. If you leave here and come back, your stats are still gonna be in your Universal account. Even if it's 3 years from now, and they're having to play the game. There's updates for holidays. It's just it's neat. It's really neat.
We do have something specific we're about to eat. We do Papanana later. Okay, so one thing to know is that this is not Papanana, despite Emma's best efforts. This is Freeze Ray Pops, and they have really delicious popsicles. We will be getting some later. They're definitely really part of doing Universal in one day. We are passing Minion Cafe, just delicious. And you can see me review literally every single thing in one sitting by myself.
I was gonna say.
It is one of the wildest things I have done for work. And the Tupperware that I brought weighed like 25 pounds when I was done.
Just like a personal note, I was on my honeymoon actively on my phone just to watch Quincy eat all of this in real time. It was insane how much food she ate.
I am dedicated to the cause. They said someone needs to get to Minion Land tomorrow to eat 20 entrees, and I said I'm in.
She actually said, I'm already here. I'm spending the night.
I'm sat. So this is the tribute store. This is one of my favorite things about Universal. It is a store that they change depending on what time of year it is. And sometimes it's located here, sometimes it's located over by where we saw Betty Boop and Marilyn Monroe have a fist fight earlier. But it has a theme that goes with the time of year it is. Right now it's Halloween Horror Nights. Hi, thank you. So it is the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store. There are often photo ops in here, and it can get very, very crowded when it first debuts, but it can also be totally empty if you go during the day. During Halloween Horror Nights, this is slammed, but it's where you'll find all the merchandise to go with the time of year it is. And it's not always things like holidays. For instance, the last store was a Jurassic Park store. Yeah, for the anniversary, and it was so amazing.
Photo ops alone were insane.
The photo ops and the merchandise that they released in there was amazing. Like, it's just this, frankly, these stores are some of my favorite attractions. Even if you're not interested in shopping for any of the merchandise at these stores, walk through them. I cannot stress enough that this is probably going to be one of the most cool theming parts of your day. I think the store is an attraction in and of itself. And especially with the Halloween Horror Nights store, it's just not that crazy busy during the day. If you're not looking for merchandise, obviously the photo ops in here are cool and just looking around is cool, but there are also themed treats. This is actually a great spot to grab seasonal treats, and they're amazing. Every time I've had a treat from the tribute store, it's just been super sweet and to die for. Emma.
Yes.
I have great news.
Oh?
I know you have been looking for a new business after your favorite closed.
Oh.
And I found it.
Have you?
I know that you were just so sad that your favorite paranormal travel agency closed. But I did find a new one above and beyond I thought we could try out.
It's been so hard to get into the underworld lately.
But now you don't have to worry about it.
Well, ever since Sharon retired, it's just been really hard because she knew my interests.
Yep.
Yeah. But maybe we'll give Thomas a try.
Sharon actually introduced us to Cynthia.
Which was a lifelong connection.
A death-long connection. Haunted doll.
Lifelong connection.
We'll give Thomas a call.
We are gonna head to Finnegan's. This is actually my first time here.
Really?
This is my first time at Finnegan's. Quincy has talked about it quite a bit, and so I thought as a surprise when I was making the shot list that I would make us a lunch reservation here.
Excited.
So we are gonna head in. It is authentic Irish American food, ale, and spirits. And I think nothing says secret to a perfect day quite like
Ale.
a secret sit-down dining. And also that guy.
And it's really scary.
The reason I like this restaurant so much is because it is pretty hefty Irish food, but they have some lighter options as well. And it's just a really nice location to get a drink, get a meal. It can definitely fill up, so I do recommend those reservations, but you can check for walk-ins. Just be warned that they're not always accepting them. Right now, for instance, it is fully booked up, all reservations totally booked. When did you book this reservation though?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
But
so.
I will say, even then, there were only about 4 spots left.
Okay, so you're gonna wanna book in advance, at least a couple of weeks in advance if you wanna eat here. The bar is open seating, it's first come, first serve, but she said that even that has been really filling up today, and they do leave some of the seating open for those waiting for their tables. All right, we're sat at our table. It's very noisy in here. There is live music, and the sound kind of carries, but there's a reason I love Finnegan's. So obviously Finnegan's Irish Bar and Pub, you get it. But it's not themed to be a regular Irish bar and pub. It's themed to be a movie set of an Irish bar and pub, or a TV set. So you'll see that sometimes when you look around, it looks fully like an Irish pub, and then sometimes it looks just like an open, set that's not fully completed. You can even see sections of the ceiling are just totally lowered in to be there for the camera angles. And this is how a lot of the restaurants are themed in this park, because Universal Studios is themed to be like a working movie studio that is a theme park. So it's very cool, but this is themed to be Bugsy Malone Productions, and as you sit in here, you're technically sitting in a reconstruction of a movie set. The menu is online, and there's a QR code at the table. You can request print menus if you need them.
Okay, so we of course are at Finnegan, so we had to start off with some drinks. I actually got something from the secret menu that our waitress told us about called the Mummy, and I think it looks like a Dirty Shirley, and I know it is vodka based, so I Maybe it's that. We'll find out when we try it.
I got the Blacksmith, which is a pub blend. So this is something that you'll see a lot at like Irish pubs and things like that. This is a Guinness blended with a Smittix, and it's mostly Smittix, which I'm excited to see because that's the lighter one. But Smittix is my favorite beer of all time, and it's one that you can usually only find at Irish pubs, so I was really excited that Finnegan's had it.
Okay. Pro tip, mix your drinks at Universal first. This is definitely just a Dirty Shirley. It's made with cranberry juice though, which is the difference. It's not cherry juice, it's cranberry juice. So it's on the sweeter side, but it's nothing like super exciting, but it's on the secret menu. So
It's delicious. I love both Guinness and Smittix on their own, and I really like them together because you get the character of the Guinness without it being like super heavy, and the Smittix helps to sort of balance it all out. Just tasty, refreshing, and I feel like in an environment like this, you kind of have to get a pub blend. Our appetizer is also here. This is the loaded chips. $12.95 for these. They are seasoned wedge fries topped with corned beef, Leicester cheese, bacon, caramelized onions, and Killarney gravy. And they look really bad aesthetically, but really good anticipatorily. Is that a word?
I think you made it one.
All right, I am trying out our loaded fries. They look crazy.
I'm scared, honestly.
Yeah. The fries themselves, I think, are probably frozen.
The gravy needs a little bit more seasoning in my opinion, maybe even just some salt and pepper, but overall it's really good.
I honestly think we're gonna add some salt and pepper to this. I love the amount of gravy and cheese on this. A lot of times loaded fries like skimp on the toppings. These do not, and the pastrami is just awesome.
It's just different.
I get these again.
Yeah. With a big group, they're very filling
Oh,
too.
with a big group, yeah.
Entrees finally have arrived, and I am having the bronze flounder. I'm very sorry, Ariel. It is pan-seared with roasted fingerling potatoes, fall vegetables, fried capers, and a lemon butter sauce. And then Quincy is having the
Porticaron salmon, which is char-grilled salmon with mixed greens, quinoa with asparagus tips, feta cheese, apple beef salad, marinated grape tomatoes, and mustard ale vinaigrette, and it's really giving deconstructed salad.
It is, and you kind of questioned it when you said the name, which I liked. That's really nice. The fish is so well seasoned. It's super flaky without being dry at all. And all of the vegetables are really soft, but not like mushy. The butter sauce really ties it together and just makes sure that nothing does get too dry. And I am very pleasantly surprised by this.
Okay, I'm trying out my salmon. Gonna get a little bit of everything. There is more feta on this plate than salmon, which I find both exciting and scary. This works for me. It's a very filling meal without being heavy. I feel like this will fill me up for a big theme park day like today without being something that's gonna weigh me down. The salmon is very well seasoned. In fact, everything on the plate is very well seasoned. There's like exactly the right amount of salt, with like little herbs and things. I would say the salmon is a touch overcooked. It doesn't fall right apart like you sometimes want salmon to, but it has a really amazing sear. It's just an egregious amount of feta, so if you like feta cheese, this is probably the dish for you. Quinoa is cooked very well. The greens on the plate are a really nice touch to kind of help tie all of the ingredients together. The tomatoes are really well seasoned. Emma tried a tomato and she agrees they're delicious.
Really tasty.
And then the apple beet salad, super earthy, with a nice acidity. Overall, a really good plate. I think I get it again, but I would maybe split it with somebody because it is so much food. All right, we just finished Finnegan's. Both of us really enjoyed our meals. We're very full, but we're gonna pop out and see some special friends on our way to our next stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the blues brother walk. Come on. Ain't no party like the blues brother.
Okay, pros and cons of table service meals. Pro, big break in the middle of your day.
Yeah.
Air conditioning, sitting down. It's really nice to like just take a break. Tons of food.
Yeah.
We're very full right now.
And higher quality food.
Higher quality food. The negative is that I don't know that I'm gonna be able to eat another treat today, so we're cutting down. We trade one big good meal for a bunch of snacks and treats. And then also it takes a lot of time. We were in there for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which on such a short park day, just 8 to 5, But the good thing about Universal Studios is that you have that time. But if you want to do a table service meal, or if you'd rather go explore somewhere, you can.
Shrek's house? Is
It's
that
Shrek's
confirmed?
house. Look at it. There's no way that's not Shrek's house.
I mean, I don't want to like jump the gun.
I'm jumping the gun.
But what if it's not and then you're sad?
No, look at that. That is Shrek's house.
I don't disagree. I do think it looks like Shrek's house.
So we are walking over towards the ET ride, which is a very fun ride. It's what we're doing next as our little, a chiller post-lunch ride. But we are passing the construction on DreamWorks Land, which is replacing the former Kid Zone. Rumors here are that there's a new, we know there's a new Shrek meet and greet coming, and that construction really does look like Shrek's swamp.
It's his swamp.
I'm very excited about that. I love Shrek. And then the former Woody Woodpecker coaster, the rumor is that's going to be a troller coaster.
Oh my gosh, I love the troll.
So Emma and I will be very happy when the DreamWorks Land reopens. We'll keep you updated on all of that. You can see the latest updates on AllEars.net always, and we'll of course talk about them in videos as well. The wait time for ET really spiked on our way over here. It said 20 when we were at the restaurant, and it's up to 60 minutes. And
the secret to doing Universal is knowing when to say no.
yeah, and that's actually a great one.
Saying no.
Know when to say no. We are saying no to ET. We don't need to wait an hour for ET. ET is, in my opinion, a must-do attraction on a trip to Universal. It is a dark ride that's kind of similar to Peter Pan, where you fly through the air on a bike. You go to ET's home planet, things get real weird at that point. A lot of baby ETs.
And just strange animatronics.
It's really something. The mind of Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg?
That's, okay, fun fact.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have to expose yourself
Fun
now.
fact, that's what our editor Chris called, I think Chris might be editing this. He started calling me Spielberg.
Yeah.
Because we call it when we talk about a place and we give you all the general info, we call it spieling. So we'll be like, oh, we have to spiel ET. So our editor Chris started calling me Spielberg.
Which is very accurate and funny.
All right, so we've checked out our schedule again. We decided that we would rather have enough time for two things before the end of the day after we see one of our major must-dos.
One of the best shows that I think is underrated.
I know that it sounds wild to say like you must do a show,
Yeah.
but every time ever that I've spoken to a team member about what the number one thing you have to do at Universal Studios is, they ask me if I'm going to see Born Spectacular. So that is next on our list. It's in about 20 minutes, so we're probably gonna go grab a seat for that. And then after that, it's about a 26-minute show. We will have we'll have about an hour left of the park day. The main things we wanna hit are potentially ET, potentially Simpsons, potentially Men in Black, and potentially Minions Mayhem.
Again?
We will,
Oh no.
Mayhem is silly goose.
Sorry.
I know that was wishful thinking.
I was hopeful.
Any two of those we will be happy with. We have knocked out all of our biggest priorities of the day already. And I want to try the new Harry Potter beers. So we'll see.
we gotta do that.
Not both of them, one of them. Let's not get crazy. Another part of the secret to having the best day ever is being flexible and having a couple of different options to your plan. That's the secret to making sure that any day is the best day, especially when in a theme park, is not being super bummed when your expectations aren't what they turned out to be, because everything's always changing. And most of my favorite memories and experiences were things that I didn't plan for aggressively.
Yeah.
And I'm a planner, so I know how this hurts.
We always like to say we choose 3 or 4 absolute must-dos for any of your parks, Universal or Disney, and then those are almost guaranteed. It's not that many items, and then anything after that is kind of like a cherry on top.
Yeah.
Bonus points.
All right, we have made it to the Born Spectacular. I do recommend arriving to the show early. It's Shaggy.
What is it with the
Who's
homicide today? All of those jokes are getting
Just in case they don't cut those jokes, I need you to know that we're constantly getting put down by the editor.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the funniest. We have
good bits.
We have the funniest jokes.
Yeah.
Never to see the light of day.
Our favorite ones. No, they don't make it.
They don't make it.
don't
And
make
you
it
know
in.
what? You can take that up with the editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are great. We love you
literally,
so much.
I just spat.
Please don't leave us ever.
No,
You're the reason we can make
Our
it happen,
editors are literally sent from above. I don't think I could say that. I do recommend arriving early for the Born Spectacular. This is a very popular show. It's a big theater, but it does fill up. But we're gonna head on inside. It's not too long of a show. It does have a pre-show element. And of course, like other attractions, we won't be able to film inside, but we will show you a bit of the queue. When it comes to what to expect with the Born Stuntacular, if you're familiar with the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, this is not that. It's not really an old school stunt attraction that shows you big stunts. It's more of a multimedia stunt experience. Some of the effects in this are absolutely wild. And I always say that this is the most like seeing an actual movie in real life, like anything you'll ever see. They use slow motion and just a lot of insane effects. So definitely worth seeing. I cannot stress enough. I would skip rides for this. It's what we're doing today. Secret to a best day in Universal. See the Born Stunt Spectacular.
I promise you're really gonna enjoy it. Okay, we are on the move because we don't have that much time left in our day, but the Born Stuntacular is incredible. And it's one of those, when I watch it every time, I kind of get a little bit surprised because I'm like, wow, that is really that good. It's just impressive. It is so, this is gonna sound weird, but it's so smooth. There's a lot of stunt shows, like Indiana Jones is a great show and we really like it, but it's a little clunky sometimes. They move a little bit slower, you can kind of tell, because obviously there's a different goal. They're showing you how to do the things, but this one is just, it's cool.
It's like, it
feels like you're watching the movie.
Like, there are transitions like you would see in a movie, and somehow they make camera angles happen on stage.
Which is incredible.
Like at one point they do a part where the camera circles, you're the audience, the audience is the camera, circles around a tower. And that's
obviously everything's moving, but like it doesn't feel like it.
It feels like you're
it's
looking
crazy.
at it as a camera, and like it's a really big screen, but you would never feel like motion sick or anything.
Yeah.
It's
It's incredible.
wild.
And now, rides. Okay, we are gonna ride this motion simulator that takes you into Springfield. Honestly, this one, I'm not even a big Simpsons fan per se, but this one's silly, it's kitschy, it makes a lot of like theme park and Disney digs, so it's cute. Do you think this is a must-do?
I would put this on a second tier.
I would put it on a second tier.
Don't cry if you don't get to do it.
Yeah, but it's cute.
But try to do it if you have time.
Yeah. We went to Krusty Land.
Simpsons.
I'm scarred.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't do that immediately after lunch.
Yeah.
A lot. Honestly, I thought that Krusty Land was going to be more of like a standard theme park experience. I was not expecting the radioactive giant baby.
Yeah, the unaliving plot line was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, hell was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it
was actually kind of hot.
it was too warm.
We are definitely going to have time for Men in Black Alien Attack, which is great. But we've got another secret for you. So one thing about Universal is it does cause a lot of motion sickness, and Emma's feeling a little queasy after that one.
Yeah, I didn't love that feeling.
No, so we are gonna take a break. This is a major, major theme park tip. Do not push yourself. This is definitely the secret to having a good day. If you push yourself in any aspect, whether that's the number of things you eat, the amount of drinks you drink, how long you stay up in the day, how long you keep walking without sitting down or getting some AC, or on motion sickness, you're like, well, maybe I can deal with it. Just don't push yourself. The way to have a good theme park day is to make sure you're taking care of your body, drinking enough water, taking breaks when you need them. So we are gonna go, we are gonna go take a little break. And I, amazingly, am not queasy. So I'm gonna go try out something a little new in Diagon Alley while Emma takes a little breather. I am back in Diagon Alley at the Hopping Pot. This is the main Wizarding walk-up bar in the Diagon Alley side. There are apparently a few new Wizarding World exclusive beers, and I am really, really excited to try them. Change of plans, something very cool is happening, so we're gonna get our beer in a second. It was totally worth giving up my place because for the Halloween season, there are Death Eaters in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is the first year ever they've been in Diagon Alley on this side in Universal Studios. And they do appear during the Halloween Horror Nights event, but they also appear at 4 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. in Diagon Alley and in the streets of London. So cool. They're so scary. And definitely worth seeing if you're a Harry Potter fan or if you just like spooky stuff. So I'm glad I hopped on a line to catch that because I have not seen it once. I got one of two new beers here in the Wizarding World. There is the Dark Forest Ale and the Daisy Root Draft. I went for the Daisy Root Draft because it's a little lighter. As you can see, this is a pretty light beer and it's the lightest Wizarding World exclusive beer they've ever had. Major secret to a best day ever at Universal is to try out the specialty drinks. The specialty drinks here are amazing, and they even have exclusive beers that you can only find at Universal and only in some of the specific lands. The Wizarding World now has 5 with the 2 new ones, and I have another favorite that is the IPA over at Jurassic Park in Islands of Adventure. But let's try out the Daisy Root Draft. Ooh, okay, I really like this. It's super light bodied and easy to drink, but it still has a ton of character. I'm getting some like really light like notes. It's definitely like on the weedier side of beer. You can kind of like feel it in your nose. Very low in the hops. It's not got a super bitter finish, and definitely easy to drink. So this is gonna be the easiest drink in Wizarding World beer.
And there she goes. Walk of shame to the locker. But we are here for our last ride of the night. We have just a few minutes until the park closes, so the perfect amount of time to get in line. We're gonna head on to our last ride of the night, Men in Black Alien Attack. This is a shooting ride where you are finding out if you have what it takes to become one of the Men in Black. And frankly, Quincy does, and I don't.
We're off Men in Black. We got our bags.
First time ever win, baby!
She beat me. She beat me to the red button. So there are a lot of little tips and tricks to winning on Men in Black. That's how I do it. I hit the high value targets. But the big thing, the big thing is that there is a button at the end. If you hit it faster than anybody else in your car, there's 6 people in your car, you get 100,000 points. And Emma was pretty close to me this time, and no one ever beats me to the button. And she beat me to the button.
Well, she taught me her trick. That's literally the only reason.
I'm benevolent and kind. All right, now it is after 5. The park is closed. We have made our exit. You can see lots of people lining up to head into Halloween Horror Nights tonight. Emma, you want to go?
There's one more thing we need to do.
Oh, that's why you don't want to go?
The parks are closed. We have to go. No, I'm not going there. We have to go this way.
Oh.
Yeah, we can't.
You don't want to go that? You don't want to go to Halloween Horror? We've kind of moved up into City Walk. Now, City Walk, again, shopping and dining district here at Universal. If we had a park hopper ticket, which technically we do, but you might not, we could head over to Islands of Adventure, which is open until 8 or 9, and definitely gets a lot busier after Universal Studios closes. However, we're doing Universal Studios Perfect Day. You don't have to have a park hop ticket to do that. And if the park closes early, you can spend some time at City Walk. We talked about getting dinner a little earlier, but our lunch was so big so that we're not hungry for dinner yet, but we do want a treat. And there is a Minchies here. We're so excited for Minchies, so we're gonna get ourselves some Froyo as a little cap on the day.
So I have no willpower and I already started eating mine.
She was a menace also at the bar. Do not let your kids go to the frozen yogurt self-serve unsupervised. And by your kids, I mean Emma. If you see Emma in a frozen yogurt self-serve bar, stop her.
I'm so happy to be here. I got Taste Like Cake batter and toasted marshmallow with Fruity Pebbles, Captain Crunch, marshmallow sauce, strawberry popping pearls.
I got coconut vanilla swirl with Captain Crunch cheesecake strawberries, mango popping pearls, and no sauce.
Mine's just a bowl of sugar.
And it's really scary.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And now go watch Emma and I take on Halloween Horror Nights. We'll see you there.